you stop being so fucking available for them, then you're gonna start seeing your self-fucking worth. Because lately, it's looking like a motherfucker is not showing you what the fuck you're worth. But if you don't know your own fucking worth, bitch, who the fuck is supposed to know it?
Hey guys and gals, welcome to this video, and today we're going to dive into how self-image can either hold you back or push you forward. Whether you realize it or not, the way you see yourself shapes your actions, your goals, and even how you handle challenges. Today we'll explore how a positive self-image can be a powerful motivator while a negative one might be keeping you stuck. Let's break down how your mindset can make all the difference. But before we get started, make sure you like the video, comment below what is a helpful tip on developing good self-image, and subscribe to the channel so you can let the algorithm know that these are the type of videos you want to see, and it will recommend me to many, many more people, and we can keep making these videos.
Growing up, I was always very self-conscious and dealt with a lot of self-esteem issues. And I don't know, I just never liked my face. That was one of the things I dealt with too when I was younger. I would always just be like, I couldn't look at pictures of myself. I almost thought that I had that, body dysmorphic disorder, where you just see yourself very distorted when you look at yourself.
And see, that's the problem a lot of people have. It's like when you see an old picture of yourself and you're like, oh my gosh, I looked so good back then. But you're remembering when you were in that time, you felt like you looked a mess. You felt sloppy or ugly, or you just wasn't feeling yourself. So a lot of that comes from growing up hearing things about ourselves from either family or being teased. Even if it was joking when we were younger, sometimes it sticks with us. So it's important to really develop a healthy self-image, self-concept of yourself, because those things stick.
I suggest that you get up in the morning and the first thing you do is you go to the mirror. Before you go to the bathroom or do anything, when you're really at your most delightful, go to the mirror and say, I love you. And what can I do for you today to make you happy? And you may not get an answer for a while because that part of you doesn't trust you. But if you start doing that, you'll find a very good connection. A very healing thing to do is just a couple of times a day for a month or so is to look in a mirror in your own eyes and say, I love you. I really, really love you. And just let all those feelings come up and notice them. And if it's difficult for you to do that, notice that it's difficult for you to look in your own eyes and say, I love you. And ask yourself, now where did that nonsense come from? Remember, little tiny babies, when they're born, they absolutely adore themselves. And they're totally open, and they're full of love. They express themselves freely. They ask for what they want. They love their bodies from the top of the toe to the top of their head to the tip of their toes, because nobody's taught them guilt and shame. They know how wonderful they are. And then somewhere along the line, we get this idea that we're not good enough. And we start putting our tape measures around our waistline to tell us if we're acceptable. Or we read magazines that say we have to be a certain height or a certain weight before we're acceptable. Or we listen to the media that says we have to use a certain deodorant before we're acceptable. It just doesn't make sense. We are absolutely divine, magnificent expressions of life, all of us.
Okay, y'all, so I gotta admit a little truth for this one. I've been seeing these type of exercises for years, and I tried it once and it just didn't feel right. I don't know if it was because I was too far into my trauma, but even now it still kind of doesn't feel right. So what I will do is I would talk to myself while I'm getting ready, or talk to myself while I'm cleaning up, and it makes a whole lot of difference. I even get more ideas when I'm talking to myself. But some people actually do enjoy looking at themselves in the mirror and talking to themselves. But for me, I'm just not there yet. So comment below and let me know, which do you prefer?
Insecure women are very competitive with other women. I am not competitive because in my eyes there is no competition. I believe that every woman should feel that way about herself. And then that way we won't have the tits for tats and the, oh, she's wearing this and the, oh, why is she wearing that? We wouldn't have that if women were confident and secure and knowledgeable. And then I think that we wouldn't be having this conversation. because we would all understand that.
I'm gonna tell y'all something that I wish that my mom told me growing up. Talking to the young girls, okay? Talking to the girls. Low self-esteem will ruin you. I repeat, low self-esteem will absolutely be your downfall. Next point, what does low self-esteem encompass? Not setting boundaries for yourself when you know whatever is going on around you does not sit right with your spirit. Keeping people in your life because you're scared to be alone, or you love them so much that you forego your own needs to make them happy. Accepting whatever is handed to you, even though you may not want it that much, or you know you deserve better, but because you're living within a lack mindset, because you have low self-esteem and you feel like you can't get better, you're accepting it anyways, therefore allowing into your life what energetically does not even align with your best interest. These are the things. Dating guys who treat you like shit, keeping guys who treat you like shit in your life, that's low self-esteem, babe. Living in fear because you are so afraid of disappointing or being rejected by people that you may or may not even fucking care about, whether it's family or a stranger on the street. You're so scared of people's opinions that you're not living for yourself. That's low self-esteem. The best thing that you can do for yourself as a woman is really take a deep, hard look at yourself and address the ways that low self-esteem has taken control of your narrative and change that shit. That's something that I wish that I was taught. That's something I had to learn all by myself. Okay? I just want better for our young girls. Like, for real. Stop allowing shit into your life out of low self-esteem, out of a lack of self-respect. And if people call you a bitch because you're just not going for shit, so what? Half of the time when people are calling a woman a bitch, they either couldn't be controlled or she do what the fuck she want to do, and it's not what's socially acceptable. Stop being afraid of being a bitch and be happy. Choose you, goddammit. And honestly, fuck everybody else if they don't understand, because they just not on your vibration. It don't mean you better than them. It just means y'all don't see eye to eye, and that shouldn't have to be your problem. You shouldn't have to interact with shit and take shit to heart from people who don't and will never understand you.
The post that I just shared about self-concept, about your self-image, how you see yourself, and how that affects your current reality is blowing up right now on TikTok. I did not expect that, but I am so glad that it is resonating. The number one question out of over 3,000 comments on that post right now is this: how can I change my self-image? How can I change how I see myself? So I'm going to tell you, or at least share with you, where you can start, because I too am all about practicality. Here are 2 things that you can start doing right now. The first thing is to start with your words. Your words are the most powerful tool that you have at your disposal. The way that you speak about yourself shapes your reality, whether consciously or unconsciously. The words that you assign to yourself have the ability to immediately shape.
Thank you for watching this far into the video. Apparently we have some technical difficulties with this video, but you can definitely go to her TikTok. She has 2 videos on self-image and how it relates to your self-esteem and really just your whole reality. Also, stay tuned for the planner that I have. It is a 30-day glow up journal, and it is available at the link in the bio. Stay tuned to the end of the video to see a picture. And as promised, here's a picture of the 30-day glow up journal. It is designed to help us elevate our self-image and make meaningful changes to whatever we're trying to do in our life. In this journal, you'll find practical tips, stories, proven techniques to boost your confidence, build your skills, and to stay consistent. And this journal also offers motivation, reflection exercises, all of that advice tailored to help you just glow from within. And guess what? It has a weekly planner, a monthly planner. Like, you're really going to be able to sit down and plan your month, what you want to work on for the next 30 days. And then for each week, you're going to break that down into steps. And then for each day, you're going to break that down into steps. So it has more than enough for you to get yourself on track, Start now. Start before the new year. Just start now. As always, I hope you have a wonderful day. Leave a comment below and don't forget to subscribe.